for more on all of this, we can bring in Andrew Hilliar from our International Affairs Desk. Andy, good to see you. A lot of stuff happened overnight. What do we know exactly?
Well, different death tolls have been given according to different reports. At least 8 people appear to have been killed across Ukraine. Just the latest coming in the last few minutes, a condemnation from France's President Emmanuel Macron of those attacks in Ukraine and of that missile falling on Polish territory. More on that in a moment. We know that there were multiple explosions in Kyiv from 1 a.m. At least one person killed there. As you heard in that report, in Lviv, the hometown of Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky, officials saying at least 6 people killed there. We have details on one attack. The city's defense council, the head of the city's defense council saying a direct strike by a Russian Iskander-M ballistic missile leveling the home of a family, 2 young girls amongst the dead. Now, these strikes reaching as far west as Lviv in western Ukraine. Rescue workers were clearing through the rubble there, searching the rubble there after missiles struck 2 apartment buildings. And now, as you were just mentioning there too, another significant development, very significant development, what appears to be a Russian cruise missile entering and falling in Polish airspace. So Polish authorities finding a crater and scattered debris in a field located in farmland far from residential buildings, at least 2 kilometers away from residential buildings. The crater itself about 10 meters wide, deep in Polish territory, some 80 kilometers from the border. That's very significant. A fighter jet was scrambled to in the aftermath of that incident. Poland's Prime Minister Donald Tusk chairing an emergency meeting, also in contact with NATO allies. So developments we will keep across those as well. It's very interesting to look at the reaction of Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky. I'm going to bring that onto your screen now on social media. A pointed criticism in his reaction there of allies for dragging their feet, he said, over supplying air defense. As you can see there, given the critical shortage of air defense missiles, our warriors are accomplishing truly incredible things. So Zelensky is using this attack again as an opportunity to urge his allies and partners to supply more anti-ballistic missiles, because according to Ukraine, Russia launched 74 missiles and 284 drones. So there is a need for air defense for the Ukrainians. And of course, it's important to point out that it is the US Patriot systems that can shoot down Russian missiles, but Ukraine is critically short of these PAC-3 interceptor missiles, and that shortage is likely to continue. Remember, the US itself running very low on supplies because of the war in Iran. Delano.
Takes us to our next story. Thank you very much for that, Andrew Hilliar there.